Oh god. Oh, here we go. It's trial time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ta-da!
this concludes my opening performance.
Wait, no. Ta-da.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
Stakes were definitely raised, that's true.
Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice. The embodiment of justice itself.
Sure.
Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
You're not a concept of justice.
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial?
Oh.
In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Oh! I think she'll be like, yeah, no, never mind. I will just defend myself in trial. I don't think she wants to go up against Clorend.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Uh-huh. It's the rules. It's the rules.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Yup.
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lol.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of this?
Everybody's like, why they're not fighting? Come on. We want to see a fight. Shush.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
She always has an explanation, does she?
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial.
Uh-huh.
No duel shall be necessary.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I will admit that I've been running away for a long time.
Of course, justice finds its ways. Yeah, justice always finds a loophole.
I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice!
Oh boy.
This time, I will protect you.
How? What the hell are you plotting? Protect us how?
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Oh god. Oh, one guy. Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! This guy.
Now we're making history!
One guy.
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
Well, I hope she is.
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so?
Oh, that stings.
Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, and it still turned out like this in the end. Yeah, that's sad. It's okay though, as long as we can defeat Furina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out. But it could have been over in 5 minutes. Now it's gonna take 2 hours. Dang, son. Order.
Also, Please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
A lot.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
Dang.
The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame.
Damn. It was all set up.
Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
I mean, they know her well.
So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
Nice.
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
And that way, Linny has been able to perform his trick after all, right?
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epicles, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude.
That's a big
and
box.
The distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course,
Sheesh.
was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
I mean, what else is she supposed to say? Sure, you're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
Father?
The House of the
Ooh.
Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Damn.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Sheesh.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Yeah, we deceived you back there already.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes, that is correct.
Well,
she's smart.
Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
I love how she's already trying to deduct all kinds of stuff. Well, this doesn't really matter anymore, all this now. I mean, they're just explaining to us, the audience, how this all happened, but we need to continue with the actual trial right now. Come on.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. Ooh. We hope that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Whew. All right. It's fine. Exactly. Yeah, the only thing that we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by that conversation earlier. What did Furina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage? I know.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along.
Madam Prosecutor. Ayo.
This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up proceedings.
Speeding up proceedings, always nice.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
Oh my god, just stop being like, hey! This is serious business.
Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh?
Yeah, so why did you give that to us here right now? Is there something of importance in there that we need to know?
Wait, then that means
Oh, like that, okay.
it's a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine.
Okay, fine, okay.
So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence.
Anthology of
every time we
evidence.
use something from our journey as evidence for an argument.
It's a super practical gift. Thank you, Charlotte.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel
Oh,
you took
God.
part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read all this now. Do I have to? No, okay, we could just click. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the whale in the dream, so everything that happened. Tea time with N. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Thanks. We'll check it out when we can.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
I'll read it when I need it. It's fine. The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin. Let's go. Yeah, okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, bye.
Come on, nervy lad. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
Yes, there is.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
You know your supposed guilt.
Of course. It is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
Oh, she's being a brat again.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh man, why don't they voice her more? It's awesome to hear her voice.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Heyo!
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud?
Nani?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Nice.
Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Of course she won't. Oh, but she knows. Oh. Oh. She's hesitating.
Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Furina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
All in due time, everything will become clear.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
But what if you were already a fraud when they were born?
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
Ora.
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
Objection.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Wait, Rodham, it's okay? No, I refuse. The people only see you as their Archon because that's their long-held belief?
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Cheats, hacks. I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Furina exactly? Okay, so what do we know to be special about her? Yeah, irrelevant. At least they're telling us already what things are totally irrelevant already. So, child's conviction. Though Neuvillette believed child to be innocent, the Ortrice judged him as guilty in the end, and even Furina didn't know why, okay? Meeting with the knave. During the public meeting with the knave, she revealed that she had already probed Furina on her own, and believes it is possible that not only is Furina not really the Archon, but that she is actually afflicted with some sort of curse. Alright. What is more here? Navia falling into the seawater. Irrelevant. Okay, tea time. N communicated with you by connecting your consciousness. She believes the prophecy will certainly happen, but that you needn't give up all hope. Okay, so there's a couple things that we can actually use here. Well, there's not that much, actually. There's child's conviction, meeting with the knave, and tea time with N. There's not really that much. Okay, so, I mean, we can start with the first. Child's conviction. Even Furina didn't know why. Meeting with the knave. How about the knave?
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
She instantly knows where it's coming from. It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Neuvillette?
So, Furina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Heyo.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
Well, prove your skills.
For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Oh, you're telling us that we have to trust the Oratrice? Sure. Wait, that one trial proved the opposite? Furina actually has no control over the Oratrice at all? Fuck. Yeah. Okay, the truth behind the serial disappearances of young women case. What else was there? There's really not much. Here. The Oratrice judged him as guilty in the end, and even Furina didn't know why. Child. Let's bring up child.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time?
No.
The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
If there is no need to provide an explanation, then how the fuck can you still call that justice? Then you could be like randomly accusing anybody of murder and say, I don't need to provide an explanation. That's the whole point of this whole fucking trial. Providing explanations, providing proof. What the actual fuck?
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial.
Uh-huh.
You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
You tell her, Nuvi.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
I mean, you're on trial right now. You have to abide by the rules of trial, just like anybody else.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court.
Exactly.
Rules that all should respect and follow.
Lay the law on her. She can't even say something to that. She knows it's true.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
Oh!
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created.
What if there's actually a guy behind the mechanism just choosing which side he wants?
You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
Oh god.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now, but then, Miss Furina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon? I already said this before. Prove your power.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the
Ordinary
audience.
citizens.
How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
Just a little bit. You don't have to explode the place. Just a little bit. Show something. Anything.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Ayo.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision. Exactly. Show us. Nah.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium!
Oh god.
All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
Indemnitium. Sure, Furina. But she always finds a way, does she?
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Oh my god, she's so full of crap. Holy shit.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It's not looking good for her.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Please? You've got to believe me.
Please? Did she just beg? Please?
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
Okay, nice comeback, because we don't really know.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Neuvillette is more Hydro Archon than you will ever be. What is this?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Nope. If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she is just human. And if she's only human... Well, there's not really that much left, is there? The intrusion of the Primordial Sea into the Fortress of Meripede. Okay, there's a couple things. Became Lydia's attorney. The truth behind the serial disappearance of a young women case. Which one is most viable here? Intrusion of the Primordial Sea into the Fortress of Meripede. Navia falling into the seawater. While exploring the ruins near Poisson began to collapse, and Navia fell into the water containing primordial seawater. Only the protection of the dead members of the Spina Dorsal prevented her from dissolving. Okay. But does this count, or is this the best thing that we can say here? Sealed beneath the Forbidden Zone, the Fortress of Meripede, and recently the primordial sea was nearly broken out. It was only temporarily pushed back by Neuvillette's power. Neuvillette's power. Let's go with Neuvillette.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh.
This could be used as compelling evidence to build our case.
Damn, I got one wrong. No. At least they instantly tell you it's wrong. Okay. Let's see. Drew behind the serial disappearance of young women's case. Over the years, Vache kidnapped and dissolved many young girls for his experiments to try and find a way to bring back his wife who had been dissolved. Sure. It's gonna be the Navia thing, is it? But I'm gonna go with the other one first. Oh, it isn't. Okay.
That all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Let's throw some primordial seawater on her and see what happens. Great plan, great idea. I love it.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Dang it.
Super sorry, Mr. Chief Justice.
Super sorry.
I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn.
Super sorry.
Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives.
I have water right here. Let's try it out right here, right now. Let's go.
Including those of some of my closest friends.
W in chat. For Maluz and Silver.
So, Miss Furina, would you dare to touch some of the seawater?
Oh, wow. Put your face in it.
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse.
Hey, Mambo, how you doing, man?
Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve.
Exactly.
I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
I love this.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Furina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Unless she is human, but the person acting as the Hydro Archon is not Fontanian. So, you know. Oh, well, she's immediately going, so that's something. Furina?
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
She might dissolve, but since Navia suggested it, let's go. Of course. Whatever Navia says goes, right? Can't an Archon to be former human, and if it was Fontanian, she'll dissolve, Archon or not. We're gonna find out shortly. She does seem uncertain.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
It is.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Imagine she just touches it, dissolves, and okay, bye. That was it. Inhale, exhale.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina, you may...
Boom! Okay, well, she didn't even flinch.
Hey!
She actually did it. Why does she even look surprised? It's like she wasn't even certain what was going to happen herself. She's wearing gloves, you're right. She's wearing gloves. Cheats, hacks.
I'm fine. Look at me, everyone.
And then again, they're open gloves.
My hand is still here. I haven't been dissolved. Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon. I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water. Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
So obvious, yeah.
Miss Siegewing? If you're present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewing? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds.
Siegewing!
Let me see.
I like her.
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewing.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin.
Munchies.
These indicate that
Hyperventilation and flushed skin, these indicate that?
she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Wait, what?
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Furina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Nani?
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
So wait. If I get this right, so the concentration of primordial seawater and what she just touched shouldn't be enough to dissolve a person. So we actually just wanted to see like a reaction on her skin to this amount of. Okay.
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson.
Ayo.
However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected...
Poof.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness.
Awesome.
It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have...
I can't believe... You...
Exposed. But what's really going on here? Furina can't have not known the consequence of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts, unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life. But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing.
Uh-huh, sure.
Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater?
Fuck, she's also right though. Like somebody said in the chat already, like how can we really know the physiology of an Archon? For all we know, Archons can get affected by it as well. Then again, I don't know.
Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Damn it. Damn it!
Please, everyone.
Oh, she's crying.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Why is it so important to keep up the facade? What's gonna happen to her if she gets exposed to the fake? Because I'm still convinced right now that she's a fake. What is gonna happen to her if if her facade is broken. Oh, they're all giving her the cold looks. Poor thing. Oh? Exasperated audience member? Nani?
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
Uh-huh.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to win.
Yeah, it's looking bad for her.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Penalty of death, right? Oh? Oh.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
What's happening? Why did it get quiet?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is...
guilty.
Guilty.
Oh! Oh, damn, those tears.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is...
guilty as charged. Wait, what? What do you mean, huh? What? Why the surprised look? Oh, because of the sentence, right?
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
It can be. Did the Oratrice just declare Furina to be innocent? Or something completely else?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
But...
isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty.
Guilty?
To be punished via the death sentence.
Holy shit! Death sentence. I mean, we saw this in the trial, but oh my god, it's actually happening. Now what?
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
Huh.
What an unexpected twist.
God love the irony, right?
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
Even the Oratrice said that she's the Hydro Archon. That is true.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences.
That, yeah, also a possibility. Maybe the actual Hydro Archon and not the fraud.
Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
That's also true. What's more strange is, instead of Furina, the Oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place.
So what's up with that?
But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Nani the fuck?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Fremine?
Is the trial still going?
What is he up to? Yes?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
What was his mission?
Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
A mission by the knave? From there brings a stone slate. Oh, is this the fourth one?
First prophecy slate?
The first prophecy slate. Wait, who's on there?
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
And he actually found it, okay.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water.
How do you have the physical strength to carry that thing up, though?
But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
You're good, you're fine. Don't worry, the mystery hasn't been resolved yet. It's still not too late for you to shine. Shine on.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
Dude, that thing is huge. Alright, so what's on there?
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Yes, let's go check it out.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into turning the Oceanids into humans. So that would say that Furina, the one that we're with right now, is an Oceanid turned human?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina. It's already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
I guess so.
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life?
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Well, I remember. It wasn't that long ago. So, select to check the descriptions on the stone slates to extract key information from them. You can find scenarios related to the stone slates contents in the instance recorded in the interview notebook. There, you can verify said content. Okay. As the verification process continues, the fountain water level in the menu interface will rise. When you have finished verifying all the stone slates, the truth behind the prophecy shall be revealed. The truth behind the prophecy? Okay.
The first stone slate describes what you just said.
Yeah?
It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Yeah. I guess? So wait. Okay, wait. Okay, when we think about that, and then knowing that people dissolve into water when they... Does that mean that all these people that have died due to the water of the Primordial Sea are in fact Oceanids? Nani the fuck? Or am I going wrong about this? Big brain heated? It hurts. It really hurts. The first stone slate describes what you just said. Okay.
Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids?
Oh, there we go.
Paimon wasn't expecting that.
Man.
If Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
With water from the Primordial Sea.
The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did see that. True.
That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Okay, so now the real events related to the prophecies on the prophecy slates, and then, okay, verifying truth. The stone slates and the runes showing the prophecy describe the history of the future. The first piece that was originally missing has been found by Furina. Seems to show the former Hydro Archon using divine power to turn Oceanians into people. Yeah, okay, so I just verified truth. Wait. Oh, okay, wait. I have to choose a person to verify this truth. Wait. It turns out that Fontanians can be dissolved by water from the primordial sea. But wait, we're at this one right now, right? Over the years, Vache kidnapped and dissolved many young girls for his experience to try and find a way to bring back his wife who had been dissolved. Yeah, okay. What about this? Judged him as guilty. Entrance to primordial sea. Nevertheless, power. What else? Navia fell into water containing primordial seawater. Okay, let's see. Sharpshooter, thanks so much for the follow, man. Welcome in, buddy. And communicated with you by connecting your consciousness. She believes the prophecy will certainly happen, but that you needn't give up all hope. Hydro Archon guilty to be punished by the... Okay, I mean...
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans.
Yep.
This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Yep, because they're Oceanids. Okay, next up. Humans who turned into Oceanids, so we got that. Okay, so next. 2? Okay, the prophecy slate number 2. Stone slates and the rune showing the prophecy describe a history of the future. This is the second slate. It shows Celestia. Okay, so it's actually confirmed that it's Celestia. It shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. Okay, verify truth. Okay, we did this. Judged him as guilty. Okay, so still judged as guilty, even though, yeah, maybe child's conviction thingy. Let's see. Is Demi secretly the Ocean of Pepsi? Damn. Ah, shit.
Quite right.
Damn it. Okay, so sins. Let me... Nothing found to the water containing primordial water, yeah. Believes the prophecy is certainly happened, but that you need to give up all hope. Hydro Archon guilty to be punished by a death sentence. Yeah, there we go.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervilette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Okay, number 2 done. Then number 3, prophecy slate number 3. The stone slates and the rune showing the prophecy describe a history of the future. This is the third slate. It shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea, surrounded by many people. So judged him as guilty, surrounded by many people. Nervilette's power fell into the water containing primordial seawater. Okay, so I'm guessing it's either the child thing or the Navia thing. Navia thing, okay.
Not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Okay, we're doing good. Last one. Then. Shows a scene that is basically identical to that described in the prophecy circulating throughout Fontaine. Fontanians will eventually be dissolved into the sea, and the Hydro Archon will sit alone on her throne and weep. Which is basically the T thing, right? Just saying, and communicate with you by connecting your consciousness. She believes the prophecy will certainly happen, but that you needn't give up all hope. So that's gonna happen nonetheless. Fuck. Damn it. Okay, well there's only two other ones left then. There's either the Nervilette thing, entrance to primordial sea, Nervilette's power, judged him as good. Oh, fuck you, no. Of course I'm choosing the wrong ones, Nervilette. Of course.
Prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true.
Uh-huh.
If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
Okay, but now what? Okay.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
So we're talking about the previous? Blah.
Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Blah. Verification complete. Okay, now what? Here we go.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so the first slate reveals that Fontainians are not real humans. All Fontainians are not real humans. They are Oceanids.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids.
Yeah, fair enough. Everybody who is in the courtroom right now who is actually a Fontainian is gonna get an existential crisis. For sure.
Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
It's true, it's true.
Indeed.
The second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydro Archon was her creation of Fontainians from Oceanids, so the fact that she created these people was the original sin.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission.
Okay, okay.
That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
Sheesh.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
So basically, they should all die. If we want to correct the original sin, they all have to die. It's time to flood the place, guys. It's time to flood the place. They all must die.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'm still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
The fourth slate depicts... What the hell was that? The fourth slate depicts the fulfillment of the prophecy as it's already widely known.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
Yeah, you got that right. Hydration?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion.
Yeah, but now we got all of them, so what is your final conclusion?
Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Wait, do we have to bring that thing back to the other 3, or can we just do it from here? He'll do it from here, okay. It's working. Or is it?
Well, did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct.
Okay.
In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life.
Okay.
Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels.
In their blood
creating
vessels?
humanoid mimics in the process.
In their blood? Wow, okay.
But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Hey, Shanakor, how you doing, man?
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
Okay. Yep. Came for trial, we got a history lesson. Exactly.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
Existential crisis happening right now.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
Wait, if they're Oceanids, then how do they make babies? Still the same way as humans do. Just, I guess the Oceanid thingy is in their blood, kind of, somehow, maybe. Wait, so, kind of 3rd and 4th stone was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. Okay. So they're in the right order. What is the 3rd slate supposed to represent, then?
A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
Okay.
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the 3rd slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Yeah, what we just did. Okay.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
Wait. We're legitimately living the prophecy right now.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy,
We're still fulfilling the prophecy.
In truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
Rip.
What should we do?
I don't know, it feels like there's no way out of this one.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
Well, Mage N from the Hexen Circle. I mean, she said it. It was gonna get fulfilled no matter what, and here we are.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the 4th slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Whoosh! Waterfalls.
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions.
Oh god. Wait, have we been misinterpreting the last slate this entire time?
About the 4th slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
Yes.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come.
Yeah, okay, sure.
As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
The root cause of the catastrophe. I have? Wait. Could it be? I'm not entirely following just yet. Oh god, I have to deduct it? Oh come on, man, just tell me already!
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
Oh come on!
We must find the root cause of the disaster.
And here I thought they were just gonna lay it on me. No! We must find the root cause ourselves. Okay. Catastrophe. Okay, so, but it's only for this one, right? So, all of this has already been verified, yeah? So, the 4th one is wrong. So, the secret... The fortress of Meripede has been protecting as the entrance to the Primordial Sea, though Neuvillette has sealed it once more. Just how long will it last? The prophesied disaster will likely spread from here. Verify the truth. So, all we have to do right now is saying instead that it will start there, prove that it might be somewhere else. Wait. Murder case unfolded. Identities as agents of the House of the Hearth were revealed. Judged him as guilty in the end. Here. Actually afflicted with some sort of curse. Indescribably massive Indescribably massive whale. Must be it, right? That must be it. But it didn't. Oh god. Shut up. There we go.
It was both
the whale.
Dream and reality.
The whale. It's the whale, guys.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the Primordial Sea, right?
It's all the whale.
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
So we're gonna have to fight it right here, right now. Does that mean that we're gonna open up and let the whale... I was gonna say something weird. Okay, never mind. Yeah. We'll see. Let's just follow up. Wait. Now what? Hey, yo! Wait, it's happening? Bro! Excuse me? Holy shit! Oh, that's a strong whale. Oh boy. Rip. Holy shit! There he is! Holy crap, what the fuck? Dude, that just gave me shivers. Holy cow. And he gone. What? Bro! Dude, has he been fighting this whale all along?
Way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
Yeah, yeah. No, it was another whale. Come on. Don't be stupid. I'd wager that it's also the one that child saw when he was young.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
That was insane. I loved that. That was so cool.
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Yeah.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
So he's a zombie. Alright.
Therefore,
or vampire.
When it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
Food!
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time.
Thanks, buddy.
Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
Thank you, child.
From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
He looked exhausted. Poor guy.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
Yeah, let's just kill it.
It is too late.
What do you mean it is too late? What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
So, what do you propose?
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
The Honkai Star Rail.
That's not something I will accept.
Ayo, Navia?
We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit.
It's not enough.
We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Well, life's not fair, Navia.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
Now we're talking. Ayo.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Huh. Now what?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
After everything, it still turned out like this. We couldn't fight against fate? Wait, but if this is all about fate...
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
Huh?
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
So you just gotta let it happen? Could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there will still be a way to save everybody? I guess so. I mean, that's probably what they're trying to get at right here. Did I miss something? Man, Fontaine is not gonna get flooded? I'm disappointed. Wait, I forgot about Furina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at that last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? Here we go again.
What's happening with the aura trees?
It's going mental.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Wait, Nani, how? She's just sitting there. Oh, poor girl.
Furina!
Save her! We still need her!
No, I still need answers.
What the f- was that the Sword of Judgment? What the? Is this the
You?
I like the outfit.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
Oh my god, this feels... I love how they say, Furina. like they don't even know themselves. The fuck? It's so weird to hear her in a more serious voice right now.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
You know, that god? Hydro Archon thingy?
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
She wanted to deceive the heavenly principles?
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time.
This is some next level shit, not gonna lie.
I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor.
I'm a genius, I know.
Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that one.
But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, To be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina.
So she separated her human form and her god form, basically.
She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
Anyway.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
Poor Furina.
Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydra Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness.
So this bratty facade that we've been looking at and listening to this entire time was just a fucking curse placed upon Furina. She couldn't even... Oh my god, that's the worst. What the fuck?
Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
Dude, I feel like super bad for her right now. What the fuck?
I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
Yeah, well, okay, it's her mission, but it's a mission that was laid upon her. It never really was her choice.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it.
Yeah, that'll make it better. Yeah, an apology. Oh, it's all 500 years of suffering. I'm sorry. Oh, you're good. You're fine. Bitch. What the hell?
It's been 500 years. And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Whew.